Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Mrs. Willard's art class at Westfield Elementary School. So I hope you've had a wonderful week of learning and creativity and fun, because we always want you to have fun when you're learning. And we are here to add on to last week's lesson by doing a new little project. So if you have not watched the video and done the activity on lines, please do that before you do this. You can go back to last week's lesson and rewatch those videos, and that might help you if you don't remember. The lessons will always be available. I won't shut them down just because it's a new week. And so if you need to go back and review, please do that. Last week we watched a video from Scratch Garden called Lines. Line is a basic building block of making art, and you were to practice making different kinds of lines. And this week's video, also by Scratch Garden, was called The Color Song. And color is another element of art. And line and color together are probably, along with shapes, which we'll talk about another class, the two elements that you think of the most when you think of kids' art. So we are going to combine your understanding of lines and color to do a new little project today, okay? So just a little review of the color video. There are 3 primary colors. Okay, and we're going to think of it as if we've got paint. Some of you may have paint, some of you do not. So we're not going to use paint, but I want to talk about it like it was paint and we were mixing paint. These are the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And I have to have these colors in order to make all the other colors. If I run out of red paint, all I can do is go to the store or go onto Amazon and buy some more red paint. The same is true of yellow and blue. Now, I can buy orange paint, that's true. But if I don't have orange paint, I can mix these 2 together to make orange. If I need green paint and I don't have any, I can mix blue and yellow together to make green. And last but not least, if I need purple, I can mix blue and red. So a secondary color, which that is orange, green, and purple, are made by mixing 2 primary colors together. And when you do that, you get the colors of the rainbow. And that was, of course, on our video. So you saw that beautiful rainbow. So between line and color, that is what you need to know to work on this week's project. So we are going to use some new tools that we talked about. We will be adding on scissors and a glue stick to our tools that we're going to have. You also will need your crayons and a piece of paper. And I am going to use a marker so you can see it better. You can use a pencil or a marker or a pen. This is just to make your lines to show you where you are going to color and cut, okay? You're going to hold your paper. It's called landscape. It's going to be wide, okay? So usually when you do your schoolwork, your paper is portrait. It is up and down, but you want this to be across, okay? And you are going to make 5 different lines on this paper. And they are going to go from all the way to, from the edge on the left side, all the way to the right side, okay? And they need to be spaced out pretty evenly, and you're going to see what I mean by that when I do it. So our first most basic line really is a straight line, and we talked about that last week, and we're going to take one line and kind of go as straight as we can across, okay? And then our video talked about curvy lines. So a curvy line and a zigzag line and a wavy line and a broken line. Now there were other kinds of lines there that you can pick from. There were thin lines and thick lines and fancy free lines. So you're gonna come up with a paper that looks about like this. Notice how the lines go all the way across the paper and they do not cross over each other. And it makes a stripe, if you can see that. A stripe is a pattern of lines. So you need something that looks about like this, okay? Those lines then are going to show you where to color, okay? And you are going to color in the order of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So you have a striped pattern with 6 colors, okay? Now, this is where it gets new, and you will probably have to practice. I have noticed that when my kids come to kindergarten, they haven't used scissors very much. So practicing with your scissors is a great idea, and this is gonna help you practice with those scissors. So you're gonna go on those lines, okay, and you're gonna cut on your lines. Okay, the easiest one is going to be the straight line, okay? Now I want to show you a little trick with your scissors. First of all, most of your scissors are going to have, this is a grown-up size pair, but you should have a kid size pair. The scissors need to fit your hands. That is what makes it safe and more comfortable, and you can cut better. Your thumb is at the top, and then the bottom bigger hole is 2 or 3 fingers. And those, you're gonna lift your thumb up and down to then make the blades come open and closed, okay? You are going to face the scissors away from you. They should always be cutting away from you, okay? That is safe and effective. You should not be cutting where you ever turn your scissors and start cutting towards you, okay? That is dangerous and it does not make a very good cut. So, away from you, and they should be straight up and down, not like this, but like this. So, not flat, but up and down, if you can see that, okay? And you are gonna practice just holding them and going up and down, open, close, okay? So holding them straight and steady, up and down. It might hurt a little bit after a few tries. That's just because your muscles are working, and if you haven't done a lot of cutting with your hands, your muscles just need to get stronger. Nothing is wrong with that, so practice opening and closing just a little bit. And now I'm going to cut on my lines. I'm gonna hold my scissors and open and close, and I am gonna hold my paper with the other hand. And instead of trying to move my scissors forward, I am gonna pull my paper back into the open and closing of the scissors. Twist, for the curvy line, you'll have to twist your paper. Use your other hand, whichever hand your scissors are not in, to move the paper around so that you can follow the line, the zigzag. Look how my paper is moving more than my hand. My scissors are really staying pretty much right in front of me, facing away from me, okay? And the more you practice with your scissors, the better you will get. So this is my curve. Okay, and you end up with 6 stripes of paper. They're strips and they were part of our stripes, okay? So 6 strips of paper. Now yours might not come out exactly like that. That is okay. You know, it's hard to do it the first time. If you cut through some of your papers, for example, you accidentally cut through, like right there, if you can, take a little piece of tape and tape it back together on the back side. If you don't have tape, don't worry about it too much, but it would be better if you could tape it together if you have tape at your house. So, and put it back together, okay? So, now you have your pieces that we're going to use to make a little sculpture. A sculpture is a piece of art that is three-dimensional. It's not just flat on a piece of paper like you'd hang it on a wall. It has volume and form, like this bottle. It would not hang on the wall. It would sit on a table or a pedestal. It has height, width, and depth. So I have a piece of construction paper here that is bright blue. If you do not have any construction paper, don't worry about it. You can use another piece of your just white paper, and you could even color a picture on it and color it. You're gonna fold it in half, and you're gonna cut it in half. Okay? The point is you want your base of your sculpture to be half the size that your strips were. So about half of a sheet of paper. And then we're gonna glue these pieces down, okay? But we're not gonna glue them flat like that. We are gonna glue them so they have dimension. So take your glue stick and turn over to the back and put a little bit of glue on each end of your strip. And then you are going to attach each strip onto your base and hold that down for and count to 5 and push down on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The heat and pressure from your hands will let that glue dry and set up. And then you're gonna take your orange one and do the same thing. You're gonna find a place that you can add these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's also good counting practice. Your yellow one is next. I'm gonna turn mine and put it over this way. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Green. I'll pull this around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they're gonna get crowded. That's because the bottom piece is smaller than the big piece. So it's gonna kind of start getting crowded. So you'll have to figure out, use your good problem solving skills of how you're gonna get these all on that smaller piece of paper. You could also use some like chipboard, like from an old cereal box, or really anything that you have available. It would be better for it to be like a little bit heavier paper than just regular paper. And this is the last one. It's my purple one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. Last year when we did this in my classroom, someone called it a gummy worm sculpture. And I thought that was a perfect name for this. So I will look forward to seeing pictures of your gummy worm sculptures. Goodbye, boys and girls. I'll see you later. Please come to my meets and I'd love to talk to you about it.